Okay. Not the voice I was expecting, but I'm glad it's the voice that came out. Holy smokes. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. This is a very exciting video for me because I'm getting to react to a brand new artist. And of course, this artist is coming directly from your suggestions in the comments of my videos, on Buy Me a Coffee, on Patreon, everywhere. I've heard this name and seen this name pop up. And the artist in question is Marcelito Pomoy. And based on your comments and suggestions and what I've learned so far, he was a performer on America's Got Talent. And I don't watch any of those shows, so I've never heard this voice ever.
Wish 1075.
And watch us where we go, and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our lead us through our lives, guide us with your grace to a place where we'll be safe.
Okay. Not the voice I was expecting, but I'm glad it's the voice that came out. Holy smokes. When I saw that he was performing the prayer, I did have some questions because the prayer is a duet. So I was wondering how he was going to handle that. And that's how he's going to handle that, apparently. What's amazing is the influence from Celine Dion. And I don't know what his background is in singing or his training or anything like that. It sounds like a trained voice, or at least if it's a self-taught voice, then he's doing all the right things. That's for sure. But it's amazing to hear some of the influence of Celine Dion in the pronunciation and the styling and the way he approaches goes softer as he goes higher. It's fantastic. So my guess, my prediction for Marcelito is that he's got a fantastic ear because he can really imitate very, very nicely in a very respectful way as well. But that is kind of amazing. I wasn't expecting that. Can we hear that again? Let's go back.
1075.
And watch us where we go, and help us to be wise in times when we don't know.
Okay, so that's an amazing voice. This is, we could say, a falsetto kind of sound, but it's very, very easy and very clean. If I tried to sing up there, it would sound breathy and horrible, but he's just got so much ease up in that part of his voice that it's clear and it's clean and it's effortless. Like, it doesn't look like he's exerting any effort whatsoever. I know there's a lot of concentration going on, but in terms of producing that kind of sound, it's so easy for him. I'm jealous. That's fantastic. So when we sing in our falsetto, we have a different muscular configuration for the vocal folds. They're a little bit more triangular, and we sing on sort of the edges of the folds rather than as I speak to you right now, it's that full fold vocal closure where it's very strong and bassy. This is the edge of the folds. That's why for me, it would sound kind of breathy because too much air escapes through my glottis. But that kind of sound, that is easy and it's clear and clean. Stunning. I love it. I love it.
Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us through our lives, guide us with your grace to a place where we'll be safe.
Okay, I can't even wait for the Andrea Bocelli part. But there's hints of this voice that I can see doing, because I've been doing a lot of metal and heavy metal and rock and all that stuff, those kinds of reactions, and you'll see them on my channel everywhere. I think that Marcelito would be a good like screamer of like heavy metal, really intense music. I think he could do that. There's a bite and kind of a snarl in his voice that I really, really appreciate that Celine also has. So if you listen to Celine Dion, she can really rock with the best of them. And with such ease in that falsetto kind of mix between the head voice and the falsetto, I think he could really pull this off. Let's hear the next section. This is only a minute and 12 in, and I haven't shut up yet. So here we go.
La luce che tu dai
I pray you will find your light
nel cuore resterà
and hold within our hearts.
a ricordarci che
The stars go out each night.
eterna stella sei nella mia preghiera
Let this be our prayer
quanta fede c'è
when shadows fill our day.
lead us to our
Eyes, guide us with your grace.
give us faith so we'll be saved.
Oh my goodness. Okay. A one-man duet. That is fantastic. And it's only re-emphasizing my idea here of the influence of Andrea Bocelli and Celine Dion. So you can hear in that higher falsetto part, it's really Celine. But then when Bocelli comes in, La luce che tu dà, he's got that kind of like luscious, velvety sound that Andrea Bocelli does. So I think if two other singers had sung this duet, that Marcelito has a good enough ear and has got a good enough voice that he could mimic and imitate some of other singers that would sing this as well. So it's a fascinating talent that he has, an incredible talent, a generational talent, if I'm being totally honest. And my final prediction before we continue is that he's actually more comfortable in the higher range than he is in the lower range. I just hear such beautiful ease up there in the falsetto that I think he would likely stay up there a little bit more. This opening part in the baritone range, or the chest range, is a little bit low, and he's just so comfortable up there. It's kind of mind-boggling.
Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia e speranza. Ognuno dia la mano a sua vicina, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza che ci dai
We ask that light be kind
ed essere ocean,
and watch us from above.
ognuno trovi amore
We hope it's so we'll find
intorno e dentro sé.
another soul to love.
Oh my God. Okay. We're going into this kind of final section here in this piece. So yeah, my prediction was somewhat right in that it's kind of a lower part for him at the beginning of the duet, but then there's this upper extension. So he clearly feels comfortable singing very high, but there are two different types of singing high that he's able to do, which is what's most impressive to me. Because if you're someone who sings high in the falsetto, that does not mean that you'll be able to sing high in your chest voice. Okay, so those are two different things. If you're good at baking, it does not necessarily mean that you'll also be good at cooking. Each are their own skill, and Marcelito can do both. He can cook and he can bake, and he's cooking right now. Holy. And I cannot stress to you how difficult it is to sing high in your range in your chest voice or your head voice or a mixture of the two, and then make the flip to your falsetto. I can't describe to you how difficult that is. Now, you can probably do it, and I can probably do it. Is it going to sound good? Probably not. Marcelito is at a god tier of being able to do that. It's quite incredible.
Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, e un mondo di giustizia e speranza. Ognuno di la mano a sua vicina, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza che ci dai
We ask that life be kind
ed essere ocean,
in waters from above.
ognuno trovi amore
We hope it's so we'll find
intorno e dentro sé.
another soul to love.
Let this be our prayer,
Let this be our prayer,
just like every child.
just like every child.
Okay. Final section coming up. So one thing that I haven't mentioned yet is vibrato. So what is vibrato? It's when the voice shimmers a bit. We get that vibration. It's not just ah, it's ah. So there's a bit of that shake in there. And he can do that in both parts of the voice. So what does that tell me? That's a clue, by the way. I feel like a detective. But that is a clue that things vocally, technically, are working really well. So as singers, we have to make sure that the balance of air pressure and breath support and all of those things are working in tandem with the voice. So the vibrato that we hear in the sound is a result of good singing technique. Now, when I hear singers and they've got crazy fast vibratos or they're really slow or irregular, then I know there's something technically wrong. And I haven't really heard that in this video yet. So the fact that there is vibrato and it's even tells me that the technique is sound. It's very, very good. In case you were ever wondering how a voice teacher determines what to do next or what to work on, those are one of the clues that we listen for.
Guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be saved. E la fede che hai acceso in noi. Sento che ci salverà.
Wish exclusive on Wish 1075.
Wow. Huge round of applause and a kind of stunned round of applause, if I'm being honest. To do that, basically in the position that I'm in now, seated at a chair with a microphone really close, is unbelievable. It's hard enough to do that when you've got a big space and you can hear yourself back beautifully. That is not easy. I want to draw your attention to something quite fantastic, although this video has been quite fantastic. But there's the chest voice, then there's the head voice, and then there's the falsetto. So the Celine part, we'll call it, is the falsetto. And he's got unbelievable clarity and ease up in that part of his voice. And then we have the chest voice, which we'll call the Bocelli range for the most part, because this is actually fairly low, but then when we get to the Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, it gets a little bit higher. When he sings, need to find a place, guide us with your grace, da-da-dee-dum-dum, there's a higher note there. He sings in the pure head voice. So it's actually breathier. It's sort of a no man's land between the chest voice and the falsetto for him. Now, me as a singer, I live mostly in the chest voice and then I go into the head voice. Very rarely do I go into the falsetto. So I just want you to hear how he can access all three registers so beautifully. I'm not going to say easily because this kind of singing is not easy, but he can do it with relative ease.
Ni need to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved.
So we went, need to find a... That was chest voice. And then when he sang place, that was the head voice. That was not the falsetto. So listen to that one more time and hear how the head voice sounds different from that falsetto sound that he gets when he sings as Celine. Listen to that carefully.
Need to find a place. Guide us with your grace.
So you hear that? That's the head voice, not the falsetto. So there's a bit more breathiness in there. It's a different kind of timbre, kind of different kind of texture. Now listen to the Celine sound and hear how different it is.
Just like every child.
Hear how there's so much more clarity in the falsetto? That's incredible. That's really, really fantastic. So he can access all three registers and can sing duets as one person. That just blows my mind. So I think I need to go down the rabbit hole of Marcelito Pomoy. So please put your recommendations in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy the videos that are popping up on the screen. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next video.